Hello, welcome back to the channel. This is a video kind of in between me doing these studs, so if you haven't seen that, I'll put it up there. It comes after, but I'm doing it at the same time, hence why the studs aren't there, despite a previous video showing them. I'm just turning my attention now to this kind of false wall, stud wall that's up against the brick. What we're doing is we're going to be hiding the soil pipe and all of the kind of service pipes in this void, and the way that we're going to do that is by taking these 6x2s and running them in the wall like this, because that then gives a nice gap there between the wall and the poo pipe, which is great. Gives us loads of space. We can insulate it, and we can also run duct work for the bathroom, which is next door, so we can put an extractor fan finally in the room the other side of this, which is also a bathroom. So what I want to do now is I'm going to spend a little bit of time thinking. I like spending time thinking, and then I seem to spend less time doing on what I want this to look like, because fixing stuff to Pebble Dash on a short vertical side is a real pain. In fact, it doesn't really work at all. So what I'm considering doing is getting some offcuts of timber and bolting them to the wall this way, and that then gives me something to fix. I can then put the 6x2 along this side here, or on that side there, and I can fix into this, and that will give me a really strong fixing. Obviously that uses a lot more timber, but I have been quite careful to keep a lot of offcuts and, you know, what were essentially scrap bits of wood. I have kept them because, well, I don't like throwing wood away if I can avoid it, but also you never know when it's going to be useful. So that's that. The other thing that I'm thinking is we're going to be having the shower in the corner here, and it's going to be a quadrant shower. So it's kind of got a curved side here and then a straight and a straight, and it'll have a drain, and the drain's going to run down into that port there. The shower head itself is likely to either be on this side here on the stud wall or on this wall here, but it's made a little bit more tricky because of that. So either way, I need to get water pipes to the shower head, hot and cold. And so what I think I will probably do is fix it in such a way that there is a service channel here, so that I don't have to try and drill holes through this. I mean, I can do, but if I've got bits of wood stuck on the wall and then bits of wood up on there, drilling holes is going to be tricky. So what I might be able to do is actually just run a service channel through at this sort of height the whole way around, that allows me to run the pipes through in there. So I'm just going to spend a bit of time thinking about it, and then I'll crack on and show you what I'm doing. Okay, I appreciate to you guys this just looks like nonsense, but it makes a lot of sense to me and is really helpful. So along the bottom here, let me lay this down. Along the bottom here, we have that black soil pipe. Obviously that will be turned down because the toilet will be facing here. So I will need a whole load of uprights going across here, and I can have a stud right in the corner there, and I'll also put a stud on the other side of that soil pipe, which is going to carry on going all the way up, by the way, and we'll have a dir go up in the loft above. But then there'll need to be a break in here. Need is a strong word. There doesn't need to be, and maybe I am just making more work for myself in reality by not just drilling big holes in it and feeding the pipe through the holes. I'm still undecided. I might call Nick and ask him, he's the plumber, and ask him what he wants to do. He'll probably say do what you want and I'll work around it because he's that good. But either way, we'll have the flow and the return running up here. These will actually be pinned to this 6x2, these flow and returns, using some clips, and the same with the hot and cold on this side. But for the sake of ease, I've just drawn them on there so I know that they'll be up through this channel. And then once they're up here, they'll kind of tee in this way through the insulation and do their thing up in there in the because up there we have the ensuite for the loft conversion. So yeah, that is where we're at. That's what I'm up to. Now with this is the window on the other side of the downstairs toilet. That is going to be decommissioned. I'm actually going to screw it shut from here. So I'll put some screws in there and screw it shut. The other thing that I want to do is I actually want to kind of leave it there and use it, because we're going to turn that, what was the downstairs toilet section, we're going to turn it into a kind of storage cupboard, linen cupboard, that sort of thing, and decommission the toilet in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run LED lights around the edge of this frame, and I'm going to run the wiring back through so that when you turn the light on in that bathroom, these LEDs switch on. And it's going to be, you know, fairly basic. It's not going to be anything too fancy, but that I think will just look really nice. So yeah, I'll have the transformer and run the cabling and all that sort of stuff, so it's easy access. But while I'm here and I've got it all open up, I'll be doing that as well. The other thing to consider in the bathroom next door, currently we have these vent holes, so moist air will be coming out from there, so I'm going to have to block those up there and there. I'll basically just fill those in, cover them up, and that way when the plasterboard is on this side or the cement board is on this side, it won't basically just be rotting it away and soaking it from moist air coming in through there. Right, I have 3 of these up now. You can see how it's starting to look. It's actually surprisingly sturdy. Got a noggin in there. What I've done is I've fixed it up at the top there using a block. So I'm at 400 centres. So I've got a block. 400 centres ends up here actually, well in between the two. So I'll either fix it into that head plate there, or I'll do the system that I showed where I bolt into the wall here and then into the timber. But it is going okay. It's going fine. Fixing into Pebble Dash is grim, frankly. But I've left enough space there that I can still clean that and, sorry, fill that in. That's no problem. I've attached the flow and the return pipe up there. When these get extended, they can run up this channel. So yeah, we are getting there. If I do a noggin across here, I'll obviously leave a space for those. It's coming along, and I'll probably put another noggin in up here as well actually, so there's one there and one there. But I'm actually running out of timbers. I've got this one here, and I've got that one that I'm standing on, and then that's it. I think I've got some out in the garden, but none long enough. So that's a real pain, because I just took delivery of a whole load of timber and I could easily have included that in the order. So I might be popping to the timber merchant tomorrow morning. It is the end of another day. Lots of tidying up to do now for me, just a quick bit of hoovering. But I am finished. I know that this looks like a really shoddy patchwork, but please remember this is a non-structural wall. We are not even going to be hanging tiles on these walls. This is merely something for the plasterboard to catch. It's a bit late in the day, but I will be putting some extra noggins in here and here. Maybe there, maybe. Yeah, I probably will put another one down there. I haven't done this step thing for any reason other than I just arbitrarily took a measurement and stuck it in there. It is very, very sturdy. I'm surprised at how strong it is actually. But I obviously can't put any noggins straight up here because this soil pipe is going to be running straight up, so I can't have anything going across here. And yeah, I didn't want to have anything blocking that window just yet, so I haven't put anything there. I think I may have to do something because that's quite a big gap to not have anything. But equally, what I might end up doing is framing it out more formally and then having it as a kind of a nook or a recess within the shower, but potentially. I haven't decided yet. So yeah, it's now 7 o'clock, so I'm going to stop here. I'll hoover up and clean up and everything in the morning. But it's been a good day. It's been an efficient day. So yeah, that is the stud wall. This stud kind of false wall all but done. It's quite tricky to get them all the same level this way. You see there are a few imperfections, but I have to say it is pretty close actually, and they're all plumb, which is really nice. And this one here, I just need to shave off a few little bits of brick up there and a few little bits that stick out, and then this runs perfectly flush with the inside of this one here, of that bit there, so this will run really nice and flush across there. So I'm really happy with how that's come out, and I'll be able to run a flush piece of plasterboard straight over across that. So yeah, it's gone well.